I'm annoyed. If you watched the last episode, you'll know why we got a bad ending. And as you can tell by this photo, it's different and it's not good. Lizzie's happy though, that's good. I got half of it right. Now, and I looked it up, and found out the problem. Luckily, the problem annoys me, but luckily it's a very easy, quick fix. So what happened was I got everything right, actually. I was doing really well. Go me, who the man I am. I was doing really well looking after Lizzie. But the problem is we got one little thing wrong at the end. Luckily we had a save just before it, like right on the dot, so go me again. But yeah, that's the issue. So we're going to fix that real quick, so be sure to like and subscribe, comment down below, join the Discord server, link at the bottom of the description, and we will get the true ending now, I hope. So here, I said search for more information, because I thought that would be safe to keep an eye on Koitek, but apparently, that's wrong. No. Koitek, we're just gonna care about ourselves. Cut that out, swearing too early in the video is bad, so cut that out. So last time I clicked search for more information, which I thought would be good, you know, we'll get some more info on Koitek, be prepared, take them down, watch out for them. But no, you know, forget about Koitek. We don't need them, we just need to worry about ourselves. And to be honest, that's probably a good thing. We'll just look after ourselves and stay happy, and that'll be all good. We don't need to worry about it. I don't know how that changes anything, but whatever. So, what we're meant to do is forget about it for now. What annoys me is that that one little decision changed everything and ruined the ending. But hey, at least I saved. Forget about it for now. We need a break. The full story will probably be out to... Hold on, let me go back. If you didn't already, this takes place right after episode 5. Yeah, so yeah, if you want to recap, go watch episode 5 again. If you haven't already, go watch till episode 5. But yeah, if you haven't already, go watch episode 6. I lied, you have to watch that now. Sorry. Just a bit. You know, we're just gonna skip to the ending or anything that's different in that, so just watch ahead a bit, see where we're up to, and then go back to 6 and catch up. Cool, if you haven't already. So what do we do now? Yeah, so Koitek was doing some things and we were gonna investigate or forget about it. And we're meant to forget about it. We need a break. The full story will probably be out tomorrow, so there's no sense wearing ourselves out over it now. Yeah, because Psycho Girl is killing people because of Koitek drugs. You're probably right, Lizzie. I was getting tired of the news graphic anyway. John turned off the television and returned to her, and she happily slid into his lap and lay against his chest. They spent the rest of the night just quietly talking, staying close while they worked. John hadn't been too upset about the incident, but she was happy to take his mind off the serious subject for a while. Letting the matter go made Lizzie anxious, though. She didn't bite her finger while he was watching, but her mind began to cycle through plans and possibilities. So cute she bites her finger, it's adorable. Not good for her, but adorable. As she fell asleep, Lizzie tried to ponder what this would mean for them. All she was sure about was that she wanted to face it at his side. Aw, yay, that's good. And the clouds, okay. Several days later, more information had come out and everything was far less clear. The facts of the Warnos incident were overwhelmed by rumors, theories, and other chaos that muddled any potential message. Lizzie was absolutely certain in her interpretation, but obviously she was keeping that to herself. Obviously. The girl's name was common knowledge now, and her face was represented by both a very normal-looking yearbook photo and her grin in the video. The exact order of events when she had killed 12 of her classmates was still argued over, adding to the conspiracy theories. It was unclear why she had done it, but I think we all know she is nuts. And none of the evidence offered struck Lizzie as correct. She was actually a little curious what the girl's reasoning had been, but ultimately, it didn't matter. At the moment, Lizzie was writing up some of her thoughts in her notebook. The incident had set her imagination on fire, so she'd used the notebook more lately, but she hadn't let John see... but she had let John see much of what she did, and they'd been able to talk about it, which amplified the soothing effect, which is still friggin' adorable, by the way, just so you know. So this is the same so far. Now, though, she was finished and feeling restless. Lizzie glanced at the clock and got up to pace a little. That's different. John was currently at the computer lab, another part-time job he had taken to reduce their debt. This one was also usually easy, he said, but Tonight, allegedly, he was going to be playing games with some other people, yep, seen that, including Aaron, which made her a little uncomfortable. She knew it was irrational, but she hadn't pushed too hard. But John knew he didn't like it. He promised that soon he'd start withdrawing a little more to spend time with her, but hadn't specified exactly when. Okay, we're just gonna jump to something different. Alright. Okay. So, what just happened? We were at the computer lab watching John play his game, and my camera lighting is screwed up. Oh my goodness, sorry about that, folks. But yeah, so we're just watching John, and then we went home, blah blah blah. Next day, our bill and the debt hadn't changed. Bill for uni, debt hadn't changed. It's concerning, but you'll notice that Ask John About It isn't actually here, which it was last time. There was an option to ask John about it. So what am I supposed to do about this? Not confront him, I assume. Let me see. Oh shit. Did I do something wrong? Ask John About It isn't an option. Ah! Let it go then, I guess. I don't want to confront him. I think let it go. Oh, I don't know. Oh. I'll save. My walkthrough says to ask John about it. I must have done something wrong. Hopefully this doesn't affect the ending too much. Oh, I hope not, but... Let it go, let it go. Deciding that her fears were likely irrational. Yeah, of course. Because we know what's happening. Unless you don't. But I do. Lizzie set the matter aside firmly. No doubt John had a good reason, of course, and he wouldn't have left an obvious trail if he intended anything bad. Yeah, true. I know that John's that smart, is he? But yeah, of course. I'm starting to notice the knives scattered around. There's one there. It's like a game of... I was gonna say spot the difference, but we're not really spotting differences, but it's nice. What are those click and find games, you know? I wonder if we can do that. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Lizzie returned her knife to its place, then carefully cleaned her finger. Oh, right, because she had made it bleed. She couldn't risk any injury limiting her ability to protect him after all. Aww. Frowning slightly, Lizzie went to get her notebook and then began to write. Okay, that's good, that's productive, we like that. For several weeks, Lizzie resolutely refused to worry about anything, instead showering John with as much love and affection as possible. He seemed a little surprised, but he responded warmly as if everything was fine. So everything was fine. It had to be. Bad feeling about this, the music is not helping. Focused on him, Lizzie paid little attention to the news. It didn't matter. All that mattered was the two of them. Until one day, when that wasn't true anymore. No! What? No, come on! Not again. Lizzie was returning home when she heard voices. God, for f***! What did I do? What did I do? What did I do wrong? How far back do I have to go? Are you joking? Did I not take John's idea or something? I don't remember. What did I not do? Okay, maybe it'll fix itself. Doubtful, but... Lizzie was returning when she heard voices inside. She didn't like that, so she poured boiling hot tea all over them. Then she realized it was actually a television, and they had a short circuit, and oh well, nothing bad can happen. John occasionally had the news on. Inside, she realized that he was not a normal situation. He had a textbook on his lap, but he wasn't studying like the naughty boy that he is. Been approved for widespread use, Koichik has. John, what's happening? Congress rushed through an act in response, and it's really dumb, and I don't know why they do that. A holy code. Hello code. What kind of increased measures? Pharmaceutical lobbyists had their hands all over the act, so it's just increased medication. That's not... Kelsey. Blah, blah, blah. I'm completely useless. Furthermore, I'm extra useless because what I'm doing is simple anti-business. What does the act actually do? They haven't talked about it as of yet, but it sounds like they'll be increasing funding for Koitek, the bastards. John took a deep breath, and she was surprised to hear the shudder in it. It was hitting him hard, risking increasing his depression. Yeah, that sucks. Damn it, it's the same. It's not different. It's not different. I have to play the whole game again. There is a skip option, right? I can do that, right? Right? Do I do that now? I don't have too many episodes, and this is probably pretty short with all the cutout. I kinda like 10 minutes, so... I'll be right back with you. I'm gonna go through the whole game again, and get to that point, that exact point, and... yeah, it shouldn't be too much different. You'll have to play it for yourself to find out, because I'm not going to review the story so far. I will do this though. Hold on, let's do that. John was a high school student struggling with depression, slowly losing his will to continue and drifting further from his peers until he met Lizzie. Beautiful girl in the fire. Though Lizzie was violent and unstable, she claimed that she loved him, and over time, John began to believe that she truly did. She saved him from falling off with his butter toes, the silly boy, and they slowly started reaching toward something like healthy stability. Forever, Lizzie and John. It became clear that Lizzie's condition was no mere phase. She was unstable because her mother had coitic crap. I don't feel like murdering anyone today. I didn't get that. What? I want that. How do I get that? That's upsetting. John came to realize that Lizzie would never be a normal girl, and he accepted her, even if he accepted her love. And worse, Koitek was becoming aware of Lizzie's existence. That's not good. And not about to let her go so easily. Was Mrs. Smith part of Koitek then? It didn't end well. That's where that image comes from. RIP. When it came to the moment of truth, John accepted Lizzie as she was. Even with her instability, they managed to escape Koitek and ran away together. Damn, I missed out. But even though they managed to escape the reach of Koitek, can they actually build a life together when things are peaceful? Can Lizzie remain stable when there isn't a threat for her to fight? Can she be a truly supportive partner to John? That is what this story is about. I really should have read that before. Oh well. What? Yeah. So that's interesting. So Koitek actually went after them and she killed them all. And I assume Mrs. Smith was part of that. Cool. Okay, so skipping to wherever's next. I'm making dinner. I got that right. Good for me. And old Andre told me to pick something else, you silly goose. You almost put us off the true ending, you bastard. You're right, dick. I love you. I'm sorry. I love you. Mwah. Sorry. I'm just annoyed. Taking it out on you. But you can take it because we're homies. That's what homies do. Homies have sex, of course. So I did that right too. I literally cannot pick anything else this time. Why is that? What? Huh, that didn't happen last time. I actually had the option to pick don't have sex last time, didn't I? Interesting problem. Okay, cool. I wonder if this is any different. Nope, still got interrupted. Cool. What did I do differently then that forced you to pick that? I didn't do anything differently. I did all that correctly. I explained fully last time, right? Did I? Maybe I didn't. That's what happened. That's right. I didn't explain fully last time. I did, and then you got all sad and I changed it. I thought it was a good idea, and then I changed my mind. That's so annoying. That's upsetting. Damn you, John. Damn you. Man. You gotta be joking. You gotta be kidding me. That's what did it? I changed my mind? That's just frustrating. Ignore the others and find John. Defend John with knives. Oh dear, I didn't notice that the first time. Haha. Ignore the others and find John. Yep, I did that. Okay, what's next? Take John's idea. Did I do that last time? We didn't participate, but keep him safe. I chose participate together last time as well. But take John's idea. Your idea sounded fun, John. Let's do that. Seriously, the stuff is heavy. You're going to end up making him do all the work? Hehe, I can provide moral support. Cute. Girl rolled her eyes at them, but didn't try to interfere any further. After signing up and getting the appropriate key... Anyway, we'll skip this. I'm sorry. If you want to see it, then go play it yourself. What are you watching, right? Wait, what? Hold on. Never mind. We're not skipping this. The old art building, they headed down one of the lesser used hallways, her arm still linked with his. Being alone together in a place like this brought lovely ideas to mind, but since they were helping a cause that mattered to him, Lizzie restrained herself. Before too long, they reached the room, which John unlocked. The room inside was reasonably large and filled with years of ancient desks, cabinets, and other furniture, not to mention a host of random boxes. Nobody wanted this job because these old cabinets are ridiculously heavy. I'm guessing that won't be a problem, though. Lizzie stepped over to one of them and pressed her hand against the side, tipping it experimentally. The middle groaned and dust fell from the cabinet, but it didn't feel particularly heavy. There's nobody watching, right? Nah, people don't usually come here. We're only using it because most of the real meeting rooms are booked that night. Then I'll take care of it, no problem. Aw. They have a recycling guy coming for the middle, so we just need to take them out back. Nodding, Lizzie moved to the cabinet that was the most in the way of the others and picked it up without difficulty. Go Lizzie, oh my goodness. A box that had been set on top of it tilted to the side and John snagged it before it could fall. Smiling thanks at him, Lizzie carried the cabinet out the door he had referenced and left it at the edge of the back lot. Being made of metal, it was indeed heavier than average, but not really a challenge for her strength. No siree. They soon found a good rhythm working together, which made Lizzie glow and slide. I didn't know this would happen. I thought working together would have been this, helpful, but no. Okay. She handled all the heaviest furniture while John organized the rest of the cleared off boxes. Like, clearly this would have been better, yeah. And other materials that would get in her way. Her strength hadn't been something that she'd given much thought when she was growing up. First, something to be hidden to avoid attention. Then an advantage to be cultivated. It had never been something that brought her any joy. That had changed the day that she saved him from falling. Oh yeah, I remember. They showed that in the recap. Since then, she had realized that she could use it to protect him. There had really only been a few brief moments where she had used her strength to its full potential, but she was just happy for simple things like this as well. Aww, the two of them working to move so many things reminded her of when they'd moved into their apartment together. Aww, and that made her imagine them moving into an actual home of her own, which was a wonderful thought. That's how we lead to the ending. Aw, yay! She would be overjoyed for that, no matter the circumstances, but it would be most wonderful if it happened after they were married. The tradition seemed meaningless to her in isolation, but the idea of doing it with John, such thoughts carried Lizzie happily through the rest of their work, made her frequently smile over at John, and he smiled back, seeming much lighter than she had seen him in recent days. Lizzie didn't even mind that they were preparing for Francesca to come to speak. Working toward it together with him, it didn't seem like such a bad thing after all. John, can you help me with these? The desks are too long for one person to carry, not without damaging something. Oh, so that's why you've been skipping them? Sure, I'll try. Yeah, no, I understand that, yeah. He acted as though he might not be able to help, but of course he came to assist her, and it really was true that she needed his help. She wouldn't have wanted him to feel condescended to. As strong as she was, there was just no good way to carry a desk alone, no, for sure. Between the two of them, it was no trouble at all to move the desks and finish clearing the room. Plus, she got to watch over him on the other side of the desk. He was used to her gaze and didn't mind it, though he needed to focus on their path more than she did to avoid running into things. Aww. When at last they finished, the room was still dusty and stuffy, but at least it was empty. What is this music going on? I hate it. More time had passed than she had expected. John didn't seem as surprised, but she was glad to see the slight smile on his face. That's good. It's not much, but we did our part to help. It wasn't a problem for you, was it? Not at all, John. Thanks for thinking of this. Having said that, I'm definitely ready to head home. Me too. Aww. Though they both a little dusty, Lizzie didn't manage to hesitate to link her arm with him and lean against him as they walked home. Getting cleaned up together might be fun. Oh my. When her schedule went unusually well, Lizzie actually somewhat troubled. Yeah, okay, so we've seen this. She had no reading for classes. Yeah, okay, anyway, continuing to skip. Boop. Lizzie trusted completely that whatever he was working on was important, that's right. Smiling to herself, Lizzie straightened. The library was empty. He needed something a little different. Oh, that's a bit different. Hold on. Lizzie found herself shifting the wall silently instead of giving a sign of presence. Yep, but occasionally his focus seemed to waver. Yeah, and he was smiling to herself. She straightened. The library was empty. What did I choose last time? I think I decided to just watch him. But apparently I meant to have some fun, so don't Mind if I do? Lizzie smiled and approached him, making sure to make enough noise for him to hear. She wished that she was wearing something sexier than sweatpants and a t-shirt, but it would be fine. Hey, I've seen you in that, and it would be fine, that's for damn sure. John looked up and smiled. Oh, glad to see you. Nothing to do at home either, huh? I did everything already. You don't seem too busy either. She shifted her posture, leaning on his desk and arching her back toward him strategically. Oh, very sly, Lizzie, very sly. Her smile shifted from pure happiness to pure desire. I can imagine that perfectly. I know Lizzie's expression so well, I love it. The effect was not lost on him, that's for damn sure. Not lost on me either, don't you worry. Wow, you look great. But, am I supposed to be working right now? Oh, but I am supposed to be working right now. You're supposed to help people who come into the library, right? I'm the only one who needs something right now. Without breaking eye contact, Lizzie slid an arm up one of her shirt sleeves and pulled the strap of her bra over her shoulder, then repeated with the other arm. Oh my goodness, oh, this is a bit saucy, isn't it? John swallowed but kept watching as she reached behind her back under her shirt, making it right up her stomach a little. Oh my goodness, girl, you're driving me wild. Preparation complete, Lizzie undid the clasp and... That's a bit saucy, that's a bit too saucy. And wriggled out of her bra. At least we're not getting images of this. I don't think I could show that. Then pulled it from her shirt and held it dangling from one hand. Goodness me. John, don't make me have done all that for nothing. You can take a break, right? I didn't know she could be so sly like that. I mean, I did. She did it at the fair as well, but goodness me. Calm down. John swallowed and got to his feet quickly. Let's find a break room. Yeah, let's find a break room. Yeah. They hurried into one of the small study rooms at the side of the library. Lizzie watching, John smiled and laughing softly. It was so nice to see him give in and play sometimes. Aw, I wouldn't. The study room had nothing but some bookshelves, 2 chairs and a table. But the table was at about the right height and edge was smooth, so that was good enough. Knowing he might feel guilty about hurrying, Lizzie took it upon herself to bend over the... calm down. To bend over the desk and slide her sweatpants part way down. John, hurry, I don't want to wait. I feel awkward saying this. Oh dear, oh my goodness. We cannot show that. You're gonna have to play for yourself, I'm afraid. Even if you just skip ahead and just pick the decisions. Put all the decisions I made on camera, but... Anyway, she heard him undo his belt, and then he was behind her, tugging her pants down to her thighs. When he pulled her panties down, oh my goodness, they clung to her for a moment, revealing just how ready she already was. Good on her. I can't believe we're doing this. Someone might come into the library. Then let's hurry. Oh my. Really can't show that. Goodness. I don't know that I can say that. Oh my goodness, she wiggled her ass back at him and looked over her shoulder, eyes bright. Usually they were free to be completely naked in their home. It felt strange to be wearing her shirt and have her pants around her thighs. John felt different too, his shirt brushing against hers as he stepped up behind her. How? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, whatever. But that just made it more exciting. A new way they could share each other. Saucy. Why is the music like this as well? Shouldn't it be happier? It's concerning. It's making me all emotional and sad about this, but it shouldn't be. I can't say that. Nope. Sorry, can't say that one. During a, noises, and, yup. Once, oh my, John repositioned himself, I can say that, and finally, he did that, alright, he most certainly did. Oh dear, oh wow, I really can't show that, goodness me, this better all be blacked out or just have my face covering it, because, yowza! Lizzie made some noises and shuddered a bit, her fingers holding tight to the desk as she felt his familiarness. Oh good, it's over, thank goodness. Achievement unlocked, library fun. Whew! I was a bit too saucy there, even. Oh, for not even, there's no even in that, it was too saucy for YouTube, that's for damn sure. But oh my. It was something much too saucy for YouTube. It's very saucy. But it played this music throughout the whole thing, which actually made it quite romantic and not, you know. But yeah, can't be showing that at all. No siree. They cleaned up and pulled their clothes back on in a hurry, then headed back to the main desk. Anyone who saw them, bodies flushed, clothes askew, would have known exactly what they had done, and that fact made Lizzie immensely happy. Could it not, though? There was no one there, of course. The library was every bit as empty as it had been before. She had expected John to look relieved, but he actually didn't seem to care, just smiling at her. Aw, yay, they're so in love, I love it. Do you want to stick around? I wasn't getting much done anyway. Sure. She spent the rest of his shift alongside him, occasionally reading, but often just leaning against him and breathing his scent. She could still smell what they had done. Oh my. And it was a wonderful reminder. Did you even get cleaned up, or is it just there, leaking? Wet pants. I wouldn't like that. Also wonderful was that the tension seemed to have eased from him. Sex had been exactly what he needed, making Lizzie doubly glad she had given in to her desires. What the friggin' frack? John, your eyes are in the sky. What the hell? Fix that. Oh my god, why is that? Why is that there? Can you guys see that? I'm not going crazy, am I? His eyes are just there. It's weird but hilarious, okay? When the shift finally ended, John locked up and they headed home together. As they walked, Lizzie was surprised to feel his hand slide down from her waist, caressing the curves. Oh my. Maybe they weren't alone after all. Lizzie eagerly pulled him home faster. Oh my. What's going to happen now? Life proceeded normally enough. A significant part of campus was busy preparing for their arrival. Okay, so we've seen this part again. Cool! Skipping some more? Whew. Goodness me, let's not get any more of that, hey? Hey, I don't know what I did last time, but what I meant to do is be quietly supportive. Right? What is this about? But she needed to do something. She needed to get out of her head. If she kept thinking that way, she would have ended up spending the evening developing elaborate plans to kill someone to connect John to safety. Maybe I clicked talk about issues and that went wrong, but I was meant to be quietly supportive. I don't actually remember, did I save here last time? So be quietly supportive, I'm pretty sure that's what I did. Lizzie decided that it was her turn to carry him. She doted on him the rest of the evening. Yeah, I did that. Skip mode activated. Woohoo, right, this bitch, I would love to kill her, but we shan't. Don't kill her yet, but later, because she's a bitch. Slit her throat immediately. Oh man, that would be great. End the conversation and tell John all about it. That's what I did last time as well. I did that. Good on me. So I made most of the right choices, in fact, which is always good, but the fact that one little decision screwed everything up, I hate that. I really don't like that. But that's okay. Yes, very positive, and then he's gay. And that's no good. Well, that's fine, you're allowed to be gay, but... Hey, why can't I skip? Your murderous laughter was much cuter. Aww. As he threw herself into his arms, laughing, it had occurred to her to compare herself to the other girl, but John's words were completely wiped out such thoughts. He was joking, but the fact that he was able to joke so easily with her was such a wonderful thing, talking about the murderer and Lizzie, I assume. Yeah. Besides, there was probably a bit of truth there too. She was better than that awful girl. That's right. I mean, at least in my version, she never actually killed anyone. They stayed together for a while longer, but it seemed like the broadcast had even less new information. Now, despite all the emotion, Lizzie found herself strangely blank. Wasn't sure if she wanted to forget this had happened or take precautions. Right, and we're meant to forget about it for now, which I did wrong as well. But that's okay, we need a break. And we just saw all this, and then all that adorableness that I absolutely love. And now ask John about it. Money, 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 money. Must be funny in a rich man's world. That's not where I was going with that, but you know, whatever. Lizzie gripped her knife firmly and set aside all her doubts. Her John would never do anything to hurt her. She got up and began preparing dinner for them. Her knife moved a little forcefully than usual, than necessary, in fact. When she finally heard his footsteps, Lizzie eagerly dropped the knife and flung the door open. There he is. Yeah, because I chose this the first time. Welcome home, John. My, you're in a good mood. She pulled him inside. Blah, blah, blah. I'd almost skip to something new. Happy surprise, our wedding, yeah! Alright, blue skies. Which is still coming, dokie dokie. For the next several weeks, Lizzie was overjoyed. Even handling minor details of the event was wonderful, to say nothing of the major ones. It all seemed to pass by in a rush, but she relished it and tried to capture every detail in her mind. The old woman who made her dress wasn't so bad and helped Lizzie fill in the details of her vague fantasies. She loved what she saw, though given the schedule, she wouldn't see the finished dress until their wedding day. Oh, that's alright. Getting their rings turned out simpler. Just a visit to the jewelers and a wait. Their rings were a perfect match except for the size. Until the wedding, they each held the other's ring. Lizzie found herself clutching it in her hands, often smiling to herself. Oh, yay! Focused on the wedding, Lizzie paid little attention to the news. It didn't matter. All that mattered was the two of them. Until one day, that wasn't true anymore. Rye and Lizzie returning home, voices, the TV's going on. Why does this seem the same? This is different, right? It better be different. Tell me this is different. Inside, she realized it's a normal situation. Yeah, John, what's happening? John, tell me now, what is going on? Better be different ending. I swear to goodness gracious me, if this is not different, I'm gonna be pissed. Well, hearts go out, shit went down. Koitek's getting more money or something, I don't know, but Lizzie tried to comfort him. That's the opposite of what she wanted. So you wanted to say earlier? No, but that's not the worst part, at least not for us. Yep, they're funding that thing, and Koitek's testing everyone. Oh, come on. Widespread testing, no. Think they'll come here? Probably not yet anyway, but it's gonna happen eventually. I feel small. Don't, John, come on, we can get through this, we can do it, we're getting married, remember? It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Let me decapitate the problem. Let's change what you want to do. Should we do something? Oh, here we go, this is different. It could be worse, it's not like society is going to change, but they'll move on eventually. Does this change what you want to do? Should we do something different? No, I think we have to keep going as we have. Finish college, then we can build our life together. Yes! This is different! Okay, good. He reached out to take her hand, and she gripped it back hard. I think I've seen enough for now. I don't know, I feel like I need to keep watching. But at this point, it's just depressing me, and that's no good. Don't you dare get depressed, John. Don't you dare. Is his name John? Yeah. I'll watch for you. You rest, John. I'll tell you if anything important happens. Are you sure? I don't want to make you shoulder it either. No, I'm happy to. The news might be bad, but I don't mind if I'm helping you feel better. Then I'll take you up on that. Thanks, Lizzie. That's so sweet. She helped tuck him into bed, kissed his forehead, and then headed back to watch late into the night. Aw, it's so cute. They're the best couple ever, I love them. By the next morning, Lizzie was feeling discouraged. Not just about the situation, but about the reactions to it. Everyone was so stupid. There were protests in support of the law and protests against it. More protests that didn't seem clear on what they wanted except change. It was utter chaos, and yet the direction of all of it seemed to be downward. There was so much attention on everything, so little of it rational. According to reports, some schools had even expelled students based on the idea that they might be a threat. Really? Even though they had no true grounds to do so. You can't do that. Lawsuits had already begun. Well, yeah! All of it seemed far away from their home and their life together, yet it loomed high and cast a shadow over her. She was grateful when she heard John finally getting up. Oh, Lizzie. He came out and gave her a quick kiss before sitting down beside her. He explained the basics of everything that had been reported. She explained the basics of everything that had been reported, and putting it into words made things seem slightly more manageable. But it was still far from pleasant. John, do you think we need to call off the wedding? He looked into her eyes seriously for a long moment, not judging, just understanding. Eventually, he spoke quietly. Would you prefer that? No! Something might happen. That's what she's been worried about the whole game. I don't think there's any real risk, but I don't want you to be unhappy, Lizzie. I want our wedding day to be something that you can remember forever, so if now is a bad time, I think it would be better to do it. To prove that Koitek doesn't dominate our lives anymore, and it would make me happy, John. So happy. Yay! She stared into his eyes and realized that she was certain. She wanted nothing more than to spend the rest of her life with him. Stop with that music, for goodness sake! But she was afraid that someone would take him away somehow. Afraid of so many things. I suppose the music was actually perfectly timed. I'm sorry. Will you tell me everything will be alright, John? I can't promise that, but I don't think there's any serious chance of something going wrong. She smiled fondly through moist eyes and nestled closer against him. I'm glad you said that. You don't offer any false hope. I don't want you to be sad, but I'm glad you never try to force things to be happy. Thank you? Yeah, thank you. Thank you is what she's trying to say. Please convince me, John. Tell me about everything and why we can have our wedding, and I don't need to be afraid. John held her and began to speak, not making any grand promises, but just going over the situation. It all seemed so much clearer when he said it compared to the chaos of possibilities within her mind. That's such a me thing again. Oh my goodness, John, I love you. You're the best. Yes, things weren't perfect. Yes, there would be problems in the future, but with him by her side, Lizzie could hope that things would turn out well, and all she needed to do was... Oh, I see. Trust him or trust him. Which one's correct for the ending we want, because I'm not screwing this up again. Trust him. The bottom one. I thought so. Because she's not seeing him as like a god anymore. It's like, oh, God. The capital H. That was a thing that came up, remember? Oh, that's so good, I love that. That's such a good callback. Yo, trust him. Lizzie held her John and he held her. They would always have each other. Finding peace again, Lizzie gradually fell asleep in his arms, with the little H's again, mind you. Can this music please calm the fuck down? Wedding. That's more like it, that's the music I've been waiting for. This should have been what played during the library scene, but... Ew. Oh, look at this, it's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Why are there so many chairs? Who are we inviting? At long last, it was time for their special day. I don't think the artists thought that all the way through, I mean, I gotta say. After all their preparation, it somehow felt simultaneously as if it couldn't be happening already, and as if she had been waiting for... Oh, I'm getting choked up a bit at this. And as if she had been waiting forever. Soon they would belong to each other in another way. My cheeks are hurting. This is... Oh my god, that's not what you wear to a wedding, my man. Like, I know you can afford a tux, but like... no. Grey shirt, not even black. Come on, man. Though all of her concerns about something happening to somehow interrupt the wedding, I can't stop smiling. Oh my goodness, had faded away. Though obviously she hadn't brought her axe. Though obviously she had brought her axe, of course. But with John's calmness balancing her, she felt as though things would be fine. Oh my goodness. Arriving at the location they'd picked out made it all seem so much more real. She had seen the pictures, but actually standing on the grounds was an entirely different experience. Okay, so they're just planning. Good. The garden area at the edge of the town did a lot of weddings, and it was certainly beautiful. High hedge walls made the garden seem separated from the rest of the world, and even the offices were picturesque. Though Lizzie wanted to go see the actual area where they would be married first, apparently things were still being rearranged following a wedding before them. Instead, they headed into offices to do a little paperwork, which Lizzie got out of the way as fast as possible to focus on what mattered. Oh, yay! After that, they had to part, going in separate directions to get dressed. Okay, so it is happening now. So what's with all the chairs? Come on, man. Lizzie held her dress tightly as she watched as she was directed to one of the sideburns. She had tried it on a few times, but John had actually never seen her wearing it. No dawdling, get in there. Oh, no dawdling, get in here. An irritatingly young woman gestured for Lizzie to come. At first, Lizzie was angry about her presence, but she knew that it wasn't easy to get everything on her dress done properly on her own. Reluctantly accepting the necessity, Lizzie got fully dressed. Seeing herself in the mirror was quite pleased with the effect. I wanna see, show me. The positive feelings were only slightly dampened by the assistant making comments about her. Shut the frig up, for goodness sake, woman. They were compliments, but Lizzie didn't care about her. She only wanted compliments from John. Unfortunately, the time it took for her to put on her dress wasn't long enough for the garden to be ready. The assistant left, leaving Lizzie to pace idly. That's no good. She considered getting out her axe to see how she would look with it. I'm sure you look wonderful. She had a feeling she would like the look. Hopefully John would like it too. That brought to mind naughty ideas that made Lizzie giggle to herself. What the hell kind of naughty ideas involves an axe? I'm scared. For my life. Sooner than she had expected, the assistant returned. Oh, better put the axe away. Now? Not yet, sorry. How much longer will it be? Sorry, the previous ceremony went long. Just as soon as everything is cleaned up, you'll be able to step right in. Okay, so they are getting rid of all the chairs, right? I'm getting stuck on those chairs, okay? I see. I'll go talk to John then. What? You can't let him see you before the wedding? Lizzie considered that tradition for a moment and decided it was dumb. Yeah, fair enough. But the other woman seemed very serious about it, as if such superstitions made all the difference. Why not? It's bad luck. You don't want to get your married life started off on the wrong foot, do you? It's hardly the wrong foot, but okay. I suppose, yeah, because you want him to, like, see you walking down the aisle all beautiful and shit. Lizzie paused, considering all the factors in her mind, then gave the woman a flat smile. I'm going to go for a walk in the garden then. Don't get close to any of the workers. Ignoring her, Lizzie headed out. The grounds really were pleasant. She was glad they picked this location, but her purpose was not to go for a walk. Once she had gotten out of eyesight, Lizzie circled back and made her way around the main building. Before they'd been split up, she'd obviously noted exactly where they'd taken John to wait. Of course. Comparing it to the map she'd looked up on the building, she could easily determine where his room met the outside wall. Honka, goodness me, look at him! He's all decked out in his suit. He still looks like a fucking teenager though. Oh my goodness, his messy hair. Oh, it's adorable, John. I love it. He actually looks pretty badass, so I quite like it. She didn't see anyone until she saw him through the window. John was alone. That's a nice suit. I like that. Sitting in a room much like hers. Though he looked mostly calm, he is meditating. She could see the tension in his hands as he clasped them together. That's why he's meditating. No doubt he was nervous about this too, and given her fears about this day, Lizzie had probably added to them. But she planned to reserve that trend very soon. Sure, everything will be fine, just not quite yet. Instead, she stayed outside the window, staring at him, just like she used to. Aww, that's so cute. The next time she'd be staring at her husband. Lizzie was sure that her smile had become something that was not comforting to most, but it didn't matter. I can imagine it perfectly. Oh, she knocked on the glass and John jumped a little, whirling to look at her. But when he saw her, he immediately smiled. After checking the window a bit, he managed to open it. Everything okay, Lizzie? Everything's fine. There was just an awful woman saying boring things and I got tired of it. Typical. I love her. Before he could object, she pulled herself through the window. Normally it would have been effortless, but the dress made things a little more difficult. Fortunately, John offered her his hand and she was able to get in somewhat gracefully. They say it's bad luck to see the bride before the wedding. She walked past him and locked the door to the room. And I think that only applies to normal people. That's for damn sure. Brushing past him again, Lizzie lowered the blinds to cover the window completely, then turned to him with a smile. Would you like to see the bride? Really? Now? He glanced over his shoulder to the door, as if she hadn't just locked it. Whoa, wait, what? But he was smiling. What do you mean? After a moment, he turned back to her. You're beautiful, Lizzie. If you stay here, I don't think I'll be able to help myself. She grabbed the front of his suit and pulled him to her. I don't want you to. Lizzie pressed herself against him, ignoring the clothes between them. Feeling his body against hers, his hands automatically came to rest on her waist, keeping her there as he bent to kiss her. She eagerly kissed back, first simply and romantically, then after a while, slipping her tongue into his mouth. Oh my, calm down there, Lizzie. One of John's hands slid down, cupping her ass through the dress and pulling her harder against him. Not again! Needing more, Lizzie pushed against him until he had to take a step backward, his back against the wall. That had felt good, but she wanted... John? Oh, sorry about that. Oh my, look at her leg, jeez. Oh, that's one muscly calf, but... Oh my goodness, that's... Hold on. Need that for the thumbnail and for my personal mental health as well. But, oh my goodness, yes! Lizzie looks so amazing, look at her. That's a perfect dress. I love the frills on the skirt part and just the whole thing. Oh, this is such a beautiful piece of art. I want to draw that. Oh my goodness. Understanding, he spun her around so that she was the one against the wall. Oh. Her veil fluttered with the movement, covering her face, and for a moment she could only feel him there, pressing her against the wall, his knees sliding between her legs. She's not wearing a veil, but okay. Ah, yes, like this. His hand slid down, brushing over the silk of her dress and caressing her thigh. She eagerly raised it against his side, her leg partially wrapped in her dress and partially against the smooth material of his suit. John kissed her again, grinding his hips against hers a little harder. Lizzie moaned softly and pressed herself hard against him, even as he kept caressing her thigh through her dress. You have a lot of dress. Lizzie laughed gleefully, and fortunately, John had just smiled too. Her dress didn't have too large of a train, but it still took a little careful work to inch the front end up above her waist. John blinked when he saw that she was only wearing thin lingerie below. You meant to save this for after the wedding, guys. Come on. You had like 1 hour to go. Not even that. I didn't want to get changed after the ceremony, but I couldn't even wait that long. Lizzie fumbled at his... Oh my. Stop, I can't say that. And it was his turn to laugh. He didn't make her wait any longer, getting hit out. Okay. She couldn't see it due to her dress, so Lizzie just slid one of her legs around his hips and eagerly looked into his eyes as he pushed the lingerie aside. Oh, I love it. I love that. Oh, look at her. Oh, she's gorgeous. He slid in. Okay. Making Lizzie make some noises and arch away from the wall, leaning wall against him. The clothing they were wearing no longer seemed like the slightest obstacle, now that the two of them were joined. Again, save it for afterwards. Come on, people, get with it. John began to do things, letting his waist fall against her and pin her to the wall. It felt glorious, but she wanted more. Lizzie slid her arm away from his shoulders, up the back to his head, tangling in his hair. It had been combed in a style that looked good. I don't think it was combed at all, but okay. But she still preferred a slightly tousled look. It looked exactly the same as they did the dirty deed. Her hand slid through his hair and tousled it more than a little. I need that too. Oh dear. Give me a quick sec. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, honestly. Like, and this is the correct music for this type of scene. It's romantic as hell. She pulled him closer to kiss her again, and he did so, gently kissing her as their hips thrust furiously against one another. Her John, was about to become hers in yet another way, and she wanted nothing more. Except at that moment, she wanted... Okay. When John pulled back, Lizzie tilted her head upward and let herself moan louder. Again, we're all on air, come on people. Let someone try to interrupt. She didn't care. They'd be done before anyone could stop them. Belatedly, she realized that John might be more concerned, but she was glad to see that he was entirely focused on her. His eyes were filled with love and desire as they ran all over her. Fair enough, honestly, yeah. And he didn't stop moving. Okay, we're gonna have to block that word out. Setting aside such concerns, Lizzie just leaned back and enjoyed the pleasure. She was making noises continually now, her breath coming ragged. Her chest rose and fell. Again, we're gonna have to cut that word out too, nearly threatening to escape her dress, but it didn't matter. All she wanted was more and harder. Calm down, guys. Like, take a chill pill. Oh my goodness, look at them. Just when she thought she couldn't take it any longer, John groaned and his hips shuddered. His body ground against hers fast and erratically as, could you not put it like that? The feeling of his pleasure sent her over the edge, gripping him tightly as her body arched against the wall, so powerfully that she almost pushed him back, but he stayed seated inside. Okay, just cut out, or just, goodness me. For a moment, her head was as white as the dress she wore. It's beautiful. Then Lizzie came back down, still gasping for breath. She saw that John was breathing heavily too. I mean, this would have been more beautiful if it happened after the wedding, but that's fine. His arm against the wall, now partially to support himself. She didn't mind feeling his body pressing against her would cut. And his word that we will black out. Sorry. Goodness me, as they both recovered. Blah blah blah. When he pulled back, Lizzie quickly shifted her lingerie to try and keep... Goodness me! Black that out too, just the whole words, just black. John raised his eyebrows. Really? It's easier that way. Think about it during the ceremony if you want. Oh my! Oh my! She winked at him. Oh my! Oh my! Oh, that's a bit saucy. Oh my! She winked at him, but it felt a little too silly, and she ended up kissing him again. Lizzie returned her leg to the ground and just enjoyed kissing him for a while as he held her there in her wedding dress. Hey, don't underestimate the power of a wink. Winking is my weakness. Goodness me, that's over. Whew. Bachelorette party. Yeah, okay, sure, let's go with that. Why not? Oh, my throat. As glorious as it had felt, it was a little awkward immediately afterwards as they struggled to right their clothes and remove any sign of what had happened. Yeah, probably would be. They both helped each other adjust and smiled again. That was a lot better than just waiting. I disagree. Wasn't it? No. Then I'll see you soon, won't I? Look surprised. Lizzie climbed back out the window, made sure her dress was still in decent shape, then headed back to her room. The assistant grumbled when she saw a few things askew, but Lizzie just smiled at her demurely and said that she had a nice walk. In a few minutes, everything was fixed, and the preparations were finally done. The wedding was so soon, yet Lizzie wasn't nervous anymore. It was finally time. Lizzie stepped from the door and into the back garden, where there was a pathway of short grass lined with flowers. Normally, there would be chairs filled with guests, but in their case, it was empty. Still chairs though. It's annoying me. Get rid of the chairs, for goodness sake. Get in the way. She let her eyes wander forward, wanting to drink it all in before she fully indulged. At the end of the pathway was an archway woven with white roses. The scene wasn't marred by many people, only a pastor and a photographer. necessary evils. And then, I guess photographer works as a witness. And then there was John, completing the image. Even though she had seen him wearing the suit not long before, it was completely different to see him standing there waiting to marry her. He looked amazing. That was nothing compared to the look she saw in his eyes though. He was looking at her as if for the first time and the millionth time. His eyes filled with such love that it nearly broke her heart. I see that, yeah. It took all her self-control not to run down the walkway toward him. She made herself walk slowly, savoring the moments until she finally drew beside him. They stood in front of the pastor, but she barely saw the other man. They had spent a long time talking about their vows, but in the end they had gone with none. There was nothing they could say now that would match everything that had already promised one another. That's so sweet. Besides, she doubted the pastor would appreciate her saying how many people she would happily murder for John's sake. Yeah, probably not. With the ceremony simplified, it didn't take long. She ignored the words buzzing in the back of her mind, just staring at John until she heard the words that mattered. Do you, John Nichols, do you, John Nichols, take Lizzie Doss to be your lawfully wedded wife? I do. Oh my goodness. Oh, do you, Lizzie Doss, take John Nichols to be your lawfully wedded husband? Oh, there's only one option. I get to flick it. Yeah. My heart. Oh my god. I do. Before the pastor could say anything about kissing the bride, Lizzie threw herself at John, wrapping her arms around his neck and kissing him fiercely. I'm such a softie, okay? I'm a sucker for romance. Leave me alone. In that moment, everything fell away except the two of them. Nothing else mattered. Oh my god. Oh, ah! I think that one's the thumbnail image. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Look at her. Look at her face. She's adorable. Oh, she's so lovely. And her dress is perfect. And even the fit. And look at her eyes. She looks so happy. That makes me so happy. Oh my goodness. I hope that makes all of you happy. If you're happy and you know it, click subscribe. But, oh wow. And share this happiness with the okay, I'll stop. She's just... And he loves her. Like, look at him. And she's just so... Oh my god. Oh my god. She pulled back slightly, staring into his eyes. She saw the past pain and sorrow there, yes, but she also saw hope and determination. She saw a love that matched her own. Oh my god. When they moved apart, she took his arm for the sake of the pictures, but those no longer mattered. You're beautiful, Lizzie. It matters to me. Need to capture this moment, okay? When planning the wedding, Lizzie had thought that capturing this moment would be an important part of the experience. Now she saw it didn't matter at all. The picture could never compare to the fact that she would always have this moment. Always have him. Forever. Oh my gosh! The true ending! Oh, true wedding. Achievement unlocked. Oh my god! Oh my! And she's happy too! Look, she's not crazy faced anymore! I got it right! They're both happy! Oh my gosh! Ah! Oh, that makes me so happy. You have no idea. You might have an idea. I don't know if you feel the same way. If you do, let me know. But oh my goodness. My heart can't take much more of that. That's so perfect. Like, those two together is just such a perfect relationship. And the fact that John is very much like me in a lot of ways, and the things he says especially, really helps me out, because I love that. I love getting into the characters, you know, and feeling the story from their perspective. So it helps when a character is just like me, like John is. And it's amazing. That was so beautiful. I love that. I hope you loved it too, and if you did, let me know by leaving a like, share the video, let a comment down below, and subscribe. Join the Discord server. Link at the bottom of the description. Tell me what you thought, and chat with me. Like, it's a great time. Chat with everyone else too. We have got a few people in there. But how was that, guys? How was that? Did you like that as much as I did? Or did you like that? Did that make you smile? Please tell me in the comments. I want to know what you thought about that ending, because that was beautiful. I loved that. Oh, I really did. That was amazing. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. At least a little bit. My name has been Senkara. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I hope Blue Skies gives us something like that. Doki Doki, give me that with Natsuki. That's what I really want, but thank you. Till next time. See ya. Oh, that was amazing. I love that almost as much as I love you guys, but in very different ways.